After the first weekend of the Titanfall 2 tech test, developers Respawn came out in response to the community's overwhelming feedback on how the game is playing so far. There was a large amount of criticism in particular to the fact that the game felt and played quite differently to the original Titanfall. Some of the elements have now been addressed in this second weekend, while some remain outstanding for the final release. What's reassuring is it feels like Respawn are listening, and even after the tweaks that they've made between the first and second weekend, there is a noticeable difference. Moving around the third map to be introduced to the tech test, there's a strong feeling that this feels a lot more like a Titanfall map compared to something like Homestead, which felt very open, particularly vulnerable for pilots. And the fact that wall running speed and the amount of time you spend on walls has been increased makes a big difference to how the movement flows. It will take some time to really decide how effective the grappling hook is in changing up the movement, but so far this tweak has made a big difference to how mobile pilots feel, how quickly you can move around the open spaces and avoid detection. Getting into some of the higher tier unlocks and different weapons in the pilots as well has made a big difference to how varied the game can be again, and I suppose the familiarity with some of the weapons and systems from the first game makes it feel a little bit more comfortable than it did at first. One change I'm still not quite convinced about is the change that's been made to rodeoing Titans, in that you now jump on an enemy Titan and pull out a battery, which you can then use in your own Titan, rather than just opening a hatch and machine gunning its brains. At the moment, without using the arc grenade smoke perk from the previous game, there doesn't seem to be an easy way of getting pilots off you when you're in your Titan without jumping out still. And as much as it might have felt like a death sentence in the first game, it still feels awkward at the moment. Hopefully some of the upgrades and tweaks and changes that are still to come will address this. Having spent a few more rounds with the game, I think it's safe to say that even at this very early stage, it does feel like a solid experience. Once all of the Titans, perks and other upgrades are included, it will feel like a much more fleshed out experience than the first game. That's not to mention the single player experience, which is something totally different to what we had with Titanfall 1. Of course, one other big difference for Titanfall 2 is the fact that PlayStation 4 owners will get to give it a go for the first time, and it'll be interesting to see how much it being multi-platform has made a difference. Already there's been criticism about the greatly reduced amount of AI presence on the maps, and that could be something which is down to Microsoft's cloud computing power, but I guess we'll never really know. At the moment we're still excited for Titanfall 2, but what do you think? Will you be picking it up? What platform will you be playing on? Let us know in the comments below. For more updates on Titanfall 2 and lots of other games coming out before Christmas, subscribe to Pass the Controller and check out more on our website.
Stand by for Titanfall.